Morning, morning, monsters. Third time's the charm. Right, so we are going to be finishing up that animation that we were doing on Wednesday. Unfortunately, I couldn't stream yesterday because there was a supply drop nearby, rumoured, and I had to go out and get some. So I managed to go out and get some. That was useful. For those of you watching this in 2024, maybe you know what I'm talking about. Right. We're going to need headphones today because we're working on animation and we're going to have to all time it all up. Let us pop into dreams. Right. So, I'll be honest, I'm not 100% happy with where we landed with the plant, but I kind of want to make it work and get through this because I don't like to spend too long on these animations for TikTok because by making them super quick and fast, we're able to iterate on our animation ability. I think some people will be tempted to make a magnum ice cream opus. Some people will be tempted when they first pick up Dreams to make this giant big thing, and I'm always like, no, make a stupid small thing. And so if you're interested in animation, that's why I like TikTok animations, because they're 6-second, 15-second, 20-second little short anims. Likewise, if you're into gameplay, just do something really simple and small. Keep it basic. Sun and sky. What else am I looking for? Don't think I need any fog on this one. I've got a grade gadget down. Okay, all good. Right. You may be wondering, why am I doing this now? And it's because I want to just tweak that there. Get that in there. Right. Gradient effects. I don't think we are going to need to do much grading on this, to be honest. I think we're going to probably keep the brightness where it is. The contrast, I'm tempted to punch up the saturation a bit just to play up the cartoony look, but not too much. You don't want to make this too cray-cray. Blue lighting, so shadows. Let's go with cold. No, there you go. And mid-tones, let's punch out the oranges a bit. We're going for a little bit of an exaggerated look, and I'm going to leave the highlights alone. I'm going to assume that it's a modern white bulb. Right, vignette strength. I don't think we're going to do anything with the vignette. Lens flare. We don't use any in this. Grain, I don't want to add artificial grain. Sharpen, blur, motion blur, camera movement, everything there should be fine. I am tempted actually by a white vignette. It's one of my hacks to make a video just a little bit lighter in mood and tone. Hue selectivity, none. I've tried to use scan lines, but unfortunately scan lines don't encode very well. Additionally, because we're doing vertical video, the scanline effect doesn't really work out as much. Likewise with the chromatic aberration, because it goes left right rather than left right, which in the video becomes up down, which doesn't quite look right to people's eyes. So yeah, need to work on that. Right, that's all good. Now remember how I said we had to turn the shadows off on the ceiling and that kind of stuff? That's because the sun is such a good light source, because it's like a super quality it's a super quality spotlight that has area effects and things going for it. So we want to get that. Honestly, I don't think we need to mix up any of that. Okay, cool. I'm happy with where all of that's sitting. Let's just check where our animation was and go from there.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down, and so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay, so the main thing we need to do is no one is that stiff, but first I want to hit my like sort of key story beat moments before I do anything else. So this keyframe is properly animating. Okay, good. Oh yes, that was right. Before we closed out, we had an issue where there's a camera somewhere that is taking that out, but we couldn't find the camera anywhere. So let's turn on X-ray mode and see if we can quickly find that camera. There is a hack that someone suggested, which does work. I hate having all of these auto, I hate having all of those auto guides everywhere, but hey, is what it is. Right, come on, bring up that puppet logic. Puppet logic. I mean, you literally just have the hide backpack and the sound effect there. So you've got no logic in which to hide unless sensor. That we've come across these eyeballs before. These eyeballs are the those eyeballs are the those eyeballs are the eyeballs we battled with once before, so I'm not even going to dive into that mess. Okay, in which case we're going to have to use the hack that we've used before, which is the hack of just dialing up the signal strength and having it pick ours, because ours is clearly the winner. So what we'll do is we get a value slider on here. Let's pop it onto here. Maximum doesn't need to be a precise value, it just needs to be big. Here we go, and that should fix our problem. What? That is surprising. Normally that feels like a bug. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the original camera there just to simplify things.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale
what
at the market.
What are the actual... Okay, I'm going to clone this camera quickly. Maybe the higher sequence number will fix it. Okay.
Apparently it was ruined.
Who the hell knows?
How ruined it was, so it was marked down, and so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here.
Okay, so that's fixed. That's all good. What we now need to do is, I just realized one of the gadgets we forgot to put on our little controller chip here is under global settings, because we want to just disable the imps. There we go. That just makes our life easier with imps bouncing around and ruining our recording. Right. Okay, so the key moments are, we're going to have that zoom up moment there and the cuddle moment at the end here.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale.
Stupid. Sorry. I always forget to...
Paint here, and I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay. So protect it and love it forever, that's a keyframe where we've got to come in here. So what we want to do is want to bring in, first of all, turn off that so we get a sense of pull in towards body. Oh dear. Hold on. Pull in towards body. Tilt out a bit. Bring forward. And then tilt head back a bit. No. Excuse me. Oh. Hey. I'm not sick, you're sick. Oh dear. No. No. There we go. Yeah, as I said, I think we could be working with a better plant, but we should be able to make it work. If I just cue in to there. Okay, cool. And then what I need is little hearts to animate there. And we'll make it nice and adorable, and I have a joke that I want to work into this. Huh. Are these? What the hell? My move thing's been unplugged. Must have been when I was... Huh. Oh dear. Okay, let's hope the move controller's powers last. If not, that's going to screw us rather badly, and then I have to go cable hunting, because I think when I was moving stuff around I must have knocked a cable out of alignment, which really sucks. Oh well. Let's just check what zone we're in. Okay, we're in this zone. We want to be... I think if we're in the head zone... No, we want to be one out from the head zone. Okay, this is about right. Okay. And then we want to get stroke. And we want to get there. We want to get nice vivid red. Okay. Oh no, we want that bigger. Oh no, not that big. Okay. Oh dear. What? Why is it not undoing my smear? Oh dear. That's... One sec. Just have to blow my nose. Oh. Don't you love the apocalypse? Right. Just gonna adjust here. No, that's too big. No. Yeah, that might work. Though. What? Why did that disappear? It's very strange. Okay. Now remember to just turn. I need them to be roughly at the right depth. there we go. It's roughly the right depth, I think. Let's just go in here and turn up the looseness, make the lines nice and fat. Pasta, I think we want to dial that up. Yeah, we want to dial that up. We'll do the animation stuff in a tick. Meow. Cats in the background. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch to the batteries on those are definitely going, and I need to check that I haven't got something else turned on to interfere with Bluetooth, because I'm noticing it's a Bluetooth interference. Right, come in here. Okay, before I actually clone this out everywhere, I do need to, there we go, thank you. Okay, that's at the right place. I do need to get the animation part of this right. Animate, playback speed, animate in sequence, pulse.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale
Let's
at the
go
market.
a lot faster than that.
So this poor little pot plant.
No, way faster than that. Actually, you know what? I think this is not going to work thinking about it. Animate in sequence, loop, yes.
So this poor little.
What the hell? Is that a bug?
So this poor little pot.
Okay. I don't want any animation. Right.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the market.
What if I... What the hell? What the actual hell? Oh wait, turn off pulse, then do that. There we go. Found the problem. Found the problem in one. So, common trick, by the way, if you're going to be using the stroke animation, is clone. Oh, hold on. Clone, and then do the Shift R1 hack, and you can very quickly clone stuff into other frames. And it just makes this kind of animation much easier. Oh, come on. Select and clone. I know you can. There we go. Okay. Now in the first frame we just need to delete the additionals. And I want to shrink that one down a smidge. Delete that. Yeah. So now, if I go keyframe animation, and I go loop.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the...
Okay, now I want to maybe speed that up.
So this poor little...
Not that fast.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down, and so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like...
Okay. So now I just need to duplicate the effect, and on this one start it on a different frame. Likewise, start it on a different frame. Then we get those grouped together. And we should get little lovey-dovey hearts. But those little lovey-dovey hearts want to be generally turned off. But in this bit here, we want to turn them on. And go in there. We want to slow power up and slow power down. Go into that keyframe. Right. And do we need to do anything else to... I want to maybe... Oh, sorry. I want to maybe lower that a bit. Go. Right. Now, remember how I said we need to just give a little bit of liveliness to the performance. Unfortunately, both the characters' hands are sort of constrained to key prop items, so we can't do little hand gesticulations. There's not a ton
so this poor little pot plant here
we can
was
do.
on sale at the markets the other day because...
Okay, so that there, the eye logic, we've come across these eyes before. They're really good for game characters, but I'll be honest, they screw us a bit for animation, because they no, we don't want to go into the glasses, we want to go into the eyes, because they take away that smidge of control we need. What are we maxing out on? Graphics memory. Interesting. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard to fix because, yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to fix. Eye position. So this, as I recall, has a bunch of fancy pants logic. The eye look around. The eye look around is one of the things that's screwing us the most. Now, last time we had a real pain tearing this apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this time to work within the eye look around system. So at the moment it's got this randomization thing, and what we're going to do instead is we're going to get rid of that, get rid of that. Oh, what's that keyframe do? Okay, you know what, we're going to leave that keyframe in. And this timeline is not named, so I have no idea what it does. Does it affect any of this logic? Selecting it, it should hover or highlight anything it affects here. I'm not seeing anything it affects. I'm going to be bold and delete that. Okay, so what does this affect? Okay, again, I can't see anything that this affects, but it's really tough because these eyes are actually quite complex the way they've been set up. Good news, we are going to take this eye look around logic and we're going to yank it out so we can get easier access to it. Fantastic. I'm just going to put it over here so I don't lose it. Right, and we just want to replace, these aren't named, okay. We are going to have to do some quick organization. I really just need to build up a stable of animatable characters that I'm really comfortable with just pulling in. Okay, so I'm going to position these as I sort of see them. That looks there, which, yeah, because that's definitely down. That's there. Is that higher or lower? That's more extreme to the one side. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at my charge cradle for those. FYI, if you've got move controllers or getting move controllers, really try to hunt. Little public service announcement while I'm doing this. So move controllers have this charge port at the bottom, right, which will be either the mini or the micro, depending on if you're getting old or new move controllers. But what a lot of people don't realize is these silver pins, gold pins to the side there, they're specifically made for the charge cradle. So if you look for an official charge cradle, you'll be able to tell it doesn't have the little port thing in there. It just has a little pressure sensor, and those are really handy because it means it just sort of slots in much easier, and then it charges with the side connectors rather than the port. And you won't get any faffing about with sort of connecting stuff up to a port. There is a similar arrangement in the official controller port charger thing. I forget. I think, does it use the extension port to charge? I forget. Anyway, it's one of those little bits of UX design that product designers work really hard with to make people's lives easier, and then people buy like a knockoff thing. But then again, I hear that move controllers are like hen's teeth at the moment. So this is a slightly lower looking, this is a slightly higher looking. I'm going to be honest, I don't like our selections of choices here. I'm going to kind of leave it though, because last time we dug into the nightmare of animating these eyes, we got into a lot of trouble, just because they were problematic, to say the least. Value slider, right? I'm going to make the minimum be -1 here. Right, and I'm just going to, is that just, no, that looks slightly up. Right, okay. So we can get rid of that. And I'm going to, I can tell that this is very much being just for a game character. Someone was like, oh, right, well, we want to, yeah. You know exactly what I mean. So the power for this needs to be minus whatever that is, assuming that is yeah, minus whatever that is. Yep, that's great. Okay, so that one needs to be powered, so that'll power up when we do that. Fantastic. Is this a bit to the left or a bit to the right? That's dead center. So this one we want to power up by that. Okay, that gives us most of our left-right movement. Okay, we don't need that. Fantastic. Up, down, left, right. Okay. And is that an extreme up? That's an extreme up. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do with this slider is we're going to say that's just plummeted to there. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm just going to use the same trick here and plumb that into there and plumb that into there. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going fast and loose with this animation. Okay, that'll give us some control. And now instead of random, we're going to have some general control with the eyes. Ooh dear. Okay, we don't want that to go past 0.6, I would say 0.4. So let's make 0.5 the. Oh wait, hold on. I was adjusting the wrong thing. Yeah, we want that to be out to 0.9 at least, but we want its minimum to come into 0.5. Oh, I do hate how it sticks in the middle there. Don't worry, we have a solution for that. We are going to have a solution for that in just 1 second. Okay, up, down. Yeah, you know what? I'm mostly happy with that. And then we're going to use my favorite trick, which is, how are we doing for time? Oh, so over time. I need to do evening streams again where I can just muck about for hours. Problem is, I've been working quite a bit lately, and when I'm not working, I'm knackered. is the short answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab. Actually, don't even need to do that. Just going to grab a microphone for a second, plop it down, stop it. Oh man, if it doesn't record any sound, it automatically deletes itself. That's useless. Okay, well, let's just grab a random instrument. It doesn't really matter. All we need to do is we need to kill the volume down to 0. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take out the gadgets. We're going to take out the splitter gadget. What? Oh, hold on. I'm splitting the wrong thing. I want to split the note data, not the envelope. So the envelope's the detail, but if you go composite note data, fantastic. Then X is going to wire into there, and Y is going to wire into there. And remind me. Okay, awesome. So now we have a performance pad for the eyes. A little track pad for the eyes. Oh dear, undo. We don't want to close that down just yet, but we do want to get this in where we can see it. So we can track the performance. And then we are going to want to record on this. So we go into perform mode. So you see we got the controls back, and now let's record.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here. And I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay. God knows what's going on with the slide at the end there. We'll figure that out. But that there, you just saw, we now have attract to animate the eyes. That easy. And it's very natural to do that. So I encourage you to play around with, if you're making animatable rigs, hooking them up to instruments and making them performable with the instrument mode. It really gives you sort of natural control over the performance. And I really like it because also in piano roll mode you can go in and you can tweak some bits and pieces of the performance. Right. So
this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so now...
Okay, I need to put a little bit of character in here and there. I'm going to put this on the top frame. So what I'm going to do is this bit here, going to just tilt. Okay, I was convinced there for a second it remained tilted. Oh. Okay. Don't want to exaggerate these things too much, and if you ever do find you've exaggerated them too much, just power down the keyframe some, or in the tweak options just dial down its magnitude and you can get some bits. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of handshake in, and I'm going to do that by getting the action recorder in.
Apparently
and
it
just
was ruined, and the saleswoman
do
kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked
some
down.
of
And
this.
so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little...
And then so it's totally smooth. We're going to put it into ping pong mode. We're going to slow down the animation speed a bit, and we're going to turn down the amplification. And we're going to just leave it loose like that so it loops on its own. Oh, actually, that might not be the best idea. Let's just see if by doing that it behaves
itself.
itself.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day.
Because I'm worried we might have screwed our other keyframe animation.
Apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here. And I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Yeah, I'm still not certain what's going on with that that slide at the end. I'm guessing it's a physics slide. Nothing's movable there. Turn off collision and movable. See if that fixes it.
Little pot plant here was on sale at the
then we're going to put a little chip into the pot plant.
Apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here. And I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay. So then that looks mostly okay. No, thank you for the host. What we're going to do here is we just need to come in and tweak the paint, because if we don't have that missing piece of paint chip, it doesn't really make sense, because that was the original point of the story. We want to just fade, oh, not that much soft blend. Opacity. Oh, I know what we do is we dial up the soft blend a bit, but then the soft blend, I think, has a ratio for the size of the thing. Right. Now I was going to do this with the move controllers, but because we've hit a little bit of a snitch with the move controllers, oh wait, Don't want to do it inside the sculpt, otherwise we're going to hit a problem. But we want surface snap on stroke. There we go. We want surface snap on. Go. And then because we're short on time, because when aren't we? We just need to do the most smaller. Oh, hold on. We need to change tool because we're using the wrong tool here. We want the fleck tool. Okay. Actually, I think if we just stick to this bit here, oh, make it smaller. Doesn't have to, it's just for a gag, so don't overthink it, Claire. Remember, this is a short animation. But yeah, the gag is obviously that it's a demonic plant, and to seal up that gag. Okay. Right. We need another keyframe. This keyframe here, we are going to nuke the opacity down. And then we're going to do a new keyframe. And this keyframe, we bring the opacity up, but then I also want to bring it to glow a bunch. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Nice and bright. Now that I think about it, actually, what we could do, rather than using that keyframe, if we do an action recorder, and we animate the glow.
And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like, that just gives the character.
Okay. Gonna have to, unfortunately you can't blend into a keyframe, but if we go into here, unfortunately we've drat. Two are interacting in a nasty way. Give me a sec. No. Where has... There we go. Painting, we've got it. So in there, we want to animate that up to 100% opacity. Animate that up to glow. Stop recording. Let's move out of this section. Reset. Okay. That's there. Then the other thing we need to do is this to the start. This keyframe also needs to, we need to hide the mouth and the teeth. So we're going to just bring that in there. Bring that in there. Wondering if we can just, don't want to super hide it, we just want to make it less obvious. Or do we want to super hide it? I mean, part of the comedy is you want people to see the gag coming to some extent. Okay, let's just save and see where we are with this anim, and we'll go from there.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And
Oh,
so
the
naturally I bought it,
timing
all
of that
because
is
this
wrong.
tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay. So our timing for the gag switch is wrong. This needs to pull right in here. Timing is everything in comedy. Right. Let's try that again.
So this
But I think we're near the end.
Here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Right, so I'm a little bit concerned that the start of the animation isn't gonna keep people hooked, because obviously whenever you're posting stuff online, the first like 3 seconds, 5 seconds really matter. And if you look at our first 3-5 seconds, there's almost no animation in there. So what I think I'm gonna do is, let's think about framing, let's think about joke. Okay. I think I've got a way we can hack this. Thinking first 3 seconds, right? So what if at this marker here we assume this basic position, right? And then here, assuming a blend, right? Pull there, and then pull feet across. What if we tilt that there? Trying to see how I can make this look natural, because it's going to look wonky as hell. Okay, so then if we animate that to be there, assuming that he's like really focused on the plant at the start. Right, we're gonna put in another keyframe here, and we're gonna make that jazz his head a little bit. And I know it looks funny, but if we dial up the springiness, do that.
So this poor little pot plant.
Okay, this needs to be way snappier.
So this poor little pot plant here.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Blends.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because...
Okay, that's a bit better. I think we need just a background gag to keep a little bit of interest in the first moments. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto the Dreamiverse. I'm going to grab the little chick character. I'm just going to have the chick run out and across. Oh no, you would be amazed. You'd be amazed the amount of work that people put into short video content. Short video content is a lot harder than people think. I generally try to limit my TikTok animations to 1 hour to 2 hours work. This one so far has been about 1 hour. And by the time we're done, sorry, it'll be about 2 hours.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the market the other day.
Okay, that is annoying. Where are we? There we are. Right. The chick's probably got a camera in it. No, it hasn't got a camera. Okay, that's good. There's 2 ways you can animate this, actually. Now I think about it. Well, no, let's do the simple way. Let's honestly just do the simple way. Animation, record possession, do a count-in, but please try not to screw the camera.
So this poor little pot plant here.
What is with the camera? There is something going on with the camera and I cannot figure out what it is in the scene. There's some asset in here that's totally messing with our camera stuff. And I cannot for the life of me figure out what it is. Though I'm not going to mess around with it because messing around with this stuff will take way longer than you have. And again, when you're doing these sort of throwaway animations, you want to keep it quick and loose and don't get hung up on things. Details matter, don't get me wrong, details do matter. But if you are able to just find a quick hack, do the quick hack. I don't think so. Characters tend not to. We tend to, if we have anything in there, like be a camera point or whatever. Okay, the good news is the procedural.
So this poor little pot plant.
Yeah, there we go. The procedural animation will save us. Thank you, Dave. Okay, we need a little keyframe in the middle there. That's going to be, oh bollocks, I just realized that that's not in here yet. Okay, so the chick can move across in this bit here. And that is just, that should just give us a little bit of visual interest in the background.
This plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down.
Okay, the chicken is mistimed. Because the chicken needs, I think we've got their interest there. It just needs to carry them through this bit before the hugging. Okay, and I think that we're pretty much there, to be honest. The only other thing I'm thinking about potentially doing is throwing in a keyframe here to just make the ending a bit darker. And that is to, on gradient effects, where is vignette strength? Okay, so now if we darken the vignette and we strengthen it a little bit and turn up a little bit of grain. I don't want too much because actually no grain. Every time I try grain, it comes across really bad in the video encoder. But what we can do is if we take the shadow, if we drop the shadows into darkness like that, and we make the highlights an unearthly pink, that'll freak out a little bit. The key is that we want to ramp that in slow. Now the last thing I'm going to suggest is if you're doing an animation for a sound on TikTok, first of all, you're probably going to replace the sound entirely when you import it to TikTok. But the second thing is, because of just load-in times and things like that, what I tend to do for my animations is I tend to pad them a bit at the start and end so that the bokeh effects come in and all that kind of stuff doesn't affect us. Right, let's quick save and let's see where the animation's left off. Right.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day.
Okay, hold on. We've got an error there. Let's fix that before we go any further. Any starting keyframes like that, you really want them to be active on... Oh, dear. You really want them to be active on the first frame. Likewise with that one. Okay, try that again.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down, and so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay, I think we went over the top with the grade effect. Rather than individually tweak it, what I'm going to do is rather than individually tweak it, I'm just going to drag out the fade some more. Because I'm lazy. We like lazy solutions. There we go. That'll keep it within a reasonable range. Right. The other thing we need to do is the little duck frame. He needs to stay out of shot because he was teleporting back. And that's us done. So now before we record the thing, to avoid us having a really long video, I'm going to save a video clip now. And then when I do this...
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down, and so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here, and I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay, we're going to save that video clip, and then we're going to quickly go into edit mode, and just so I have a version of it for 16:9, bear in mind it's not made for 16:9. I'm gonna why is the auto leveling code not working now? There we go. I think it's worked out. The other thing I need to just check is the zoom in here doesn't tilt the camera. I don't think it does. Right, in which case we'll get a quick widescreen recording.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day.
It's just handy to have one.
Apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here.
Knew that would be wrong. I should have just checked in the camera. Okay, there we go. Play.
So this poor little pot plant here was on sale at the markets the other day because apparently it was ruined, and the saleswoman kept telling me how ruined it was, so it was marked down. And so naturally I bought it, and it was all because of this tiny little smudge of missing paint here. And I'm like, that just gives it character. Anyway, I bought it, and now I must protect it and love it forever.
Okay. Hold on. Save video clip. Right. We got our clips. We'll be exporting those to USB and we'll be uploading them to the various places. For those of you on YouTube, this is a live show we do in the mornings. Come join us on Twitch. Have a chat. So for now, I'm going to say bye-bye to YouTube.